Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful Father's Day today, so to all you fathers out there, happy Father's Day. I wanted to give you an update today on our farm and how our crops are doing. I'm going to start first with our fruit trees. If you watched our earlier video on pruning fruit trees, I was terrified to prune our fruit trees this year, and oh, I am so glad we did. We have so much more fruit on our trees than we have ever had, and let me show you. This is our first pear tree. This is a very young tree. This one has never had fruit on it before. This is our second pear tree. Not a lot of fruit, but it's got a few. And this is our third one. This one has quite a bit more fruit on it. This is the only tree we've ever gotten any pears on before. We had 2 pears last year. This was a tree we bought on clearance at Tractor Supply for $20. So this is our white peach tree. This is one of my favorite trees. I love these white peaches. It is absolutely loaded with fruit this year. This is one of our Liberty apple trees. This one's got a decent amount of fruit on it. The second Liberty tree, not quite sure what's going on with that. It doesn't have as many leaves as it normally did, so I think there might be something wrong with that one. But we do have fruit on both of these trees. We have a few cherries, not many. So we have a few things going on in the high tunnel that we planted back in March. Everything in here is really crammed together. We tend to pack it together because it's such a small space. The potatoes are pretty much starting to die back. We have harvested some potatoes and have eaten those already. The lettuce is kind of bolting now, so we're actually eating the lettuce that's up in the garden. But we did get lettuce out of the high tunnel. We've had peas out of the high tunnel. And we've got broccoli that's been picked, and the onions are doing very nicely. And we got some cucumbers, which we're starting to get some very small cucumbers starting. Even the bees seem to be doing nicely. I put in a new plot for our corn this year. We felt that with this smaller plot we could take care of it better, that we would get actually a better quality harvest. And it's actually doing very nicely. We planted it in leaf compost. This is a variety called Who Gets Kissed that we got from High Mowing Seeds, and we've been very happy with this variety of corn. It's very, very sweet, and we've enjoyed it deeply. So behind me here, this is the field that we normally would plant our corn in there, but corn's been in there for quite a few years. We wanted to rotate that out of there. This lower part of the field here, we actually didn't plant anything. We're going to tarp that. We just weeded it yesterday. We're going to tarp it for a couple weeks, and then we're going to plant the cover crop. We think of oats in there. Up above it we have pumpkins, melons, loofah, tomatoes, all growing up top in the upper part of that field. So right here we have black beans that we're going to be saving for dried beans. Down further we do have some melons, and we do have our loofah that'll grow up on the arches. Everything here is going to grow up on these arches. We found that a very effective way to grow a lot of things. We're actually growing tomatoes on the arches this year. We're trying that for the first time. And Deb's in the garden cutting the last of the garlic scapes. Nice bowl here. She'll be making some
pesto probably.
This was the garlic that we had planted last fall. Very happy with the way the potatoes are looking. Celery's had a little bit of a hard go. Something actually came in and starting eating it, and it's not a rabbit or anything. We're thinking it's some type of insects, but it's starting to come back. So here's more arches with tomatoes. This is something new we're trying this year.
I like the cattle panels because you can see I weave the tomatoes through the squares on the cattle panels as they grow. And these are indeterminate tomatoes, so they'll just keep going. So we're hoping they'll continue up through the arches through the whole summer. And these are Amish paste, and I've got mortgage lifter down the other end.
Got our squash and zucchini. And in front of that we have our peppers. And we've got some peas growing on the fence. These are sugar snap peas. So up here by the house we have our 3 raised beds that we use, and we typically do carrots or onions or some type of crop like that. This year we've rotated carrots out from last year in these first 2 larger beds. We've put our onions in there, and we've rotated our carrots into the farther bed. These onions were all started from seed. We actually have some volunteer dill growing in here, but it's the only dill we have growing, so we're letting it alone. The carrots, we just scattered these at random rather than doing rows. It's done okay. More dill. Right outside our chickens we have our blueberries growing. Nice volunteer pumpkin. These are all netted for the birds. But we do have some that are starting to turn blue. We have more blueberries in this lower part of the yard. These are all netted. We've never had good luck getting blueberries off of these because we've never netted them. The birds always get them. This year we did put the nets on them. We had a large black snake get caught in this net up here and get tangled up in it, so we had to deal with that. We have popcorn growing in this lower raised bed. This is about as far away as we can get from our other corn. This part's a little embarrassing to show because it's in such bad shape, but we're trying to get it back into order. We actually cut the raspberries down this year. They're growing back up. We've got to put some more wires up on our trellises, but hopefully we can get this area with the raspberries and the blackberries back into shape this year, and we'll still get some fruit off of that. There are turkeys and our chickens out in our lower field here. In this bed up by the barn we planted carrots. Those are starting to come up. And in our other raised bed down by our shed we also planted more carrots. So that's what we have growing here on the farm today. It's only the middle of June, so the gardens will just start getting more and more abundant as the summer goes on. Our gardens are not always the prettiest, but we do grow an awful lot of food. And the one thing that we are so grateful for is that we grow enough food to be eating something from our farm every day of the year. So that is a blessing to us. If you like today's video, please hit that like button. If you have a question or a comment, put it down below in the comments. We certainly would appreciate that. And if you have not subscribed to our channel, we certainly would appreciate you subscribing to our channel. So until next time here on Sunny Side Up Farm, as always, we hope all your days are sunny side up.